So, gosh, freaking fire ants. Hang on. Gotta get away from the ants. Okay, so I'm mulching right now. I don't have my camera, but I was just thinking thoughts, and I'm like, I feel like I need to record this while it's fresh in my brain. I was thinking about how I've been saying how I'm not homesick, which like is true. Sorry to you all. I've realized like now in the last like few days, as it's like getting closer and closer, I'm excited to go home. Like I'm getting excited to have plans and hang out with people and all that. But I think that the reason that I have been so not homesick and like ready to be done here but not ready to go home is because, like I said in a different video, how like this isn't real life. Like I feel like I'm just kind of playing pretend, and I think that when I go home, then it's no longer playing pretend. I have to go back to reality, and then I have to go back to trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life, figure out how I'm making money and all this stuff. Whereas like as long as I'm not at home, then that stuff's not real. That stuff isn't something I have to worry about. So I think that's the big thing, is like in the last week I've been like getting more anxious. Like I'm excited to go home, but I'm also like, I have to message these people and this person and schedule this, reschedule this, like all these things. And then C actually texted me and she was like, so are you still looking for jobs? And I'm like, I haven't been looking for jobs in months. I keep getting emails from Indeed for different jobs, and so I'm like, do I try to get a job? But then I also feel like, what was the point of quitting my job to travel and experience new things if I just immediately get a job? But I'm a stressed out lady. I am gonna miss, that's the thing, is I don't necessarily think it's like this place, but I'm gonna miss the lack of like real life responsibility that I have had here. Like I just wake up and weed, and that I think is what I'm gonna miss. And now especially because I'm not just like stopping at home and then going off for another month. I'm gonna be at home for a little bit longer. I feel like it's really gonna set in more that like I have to figure things out. Anyway, that was just my little rant. I have to get back to mulching. So this morning we did yoga, another great yoga class, and then he's like, wow, we really did a short one today. And I was like, I felt like that was the perfect length, but now I feel like tomorrow is going to be like an hour-long class. We had breakfast, and then John, King Lear is what it was, he said that he was going to leave after he got some work done. And then it was like, oh, I was gonna say we should work in the morning and then go find a waterfall. And then he's like, oh, well, I could stay for that. So I guess that's what we're doing, is we're working and then we're going to have lunch and then go find a waterfall. But so when we were cleaning up for breakfast, John was asking, I was asking McKenna what she's doing next. And then he asked me, and I can't just give a short answer for anything. And so I had to give him my whole spiel about Worldpackers. I was going to go to Oklahoma for a month, but then I was like, well, let's try to go to a bunch of small, like shorter stays. And as I was saying this and explaining how like the discount to like free membership thing worked, Nate walked in and he was like, oh, I didn't know that. How do they determine what counts as a good review versus a just like okay one or a bad one? And then I told him that it was 4 or 5 stars. And he's like, oh, okay. And I feel like I'm just in my head about this. I'm trying to tell myself that I'm just in my head about this, but I'm like, is he asking because he doesn't want to give me a good review? And so he's like, I don't know. I'm probably just thinking too much into it. I feel like Sunshine really likes me. The feeling's mutual, and that's the thing, is maybe because I have very majority not positive feelings towards Nate, that I'm just assuming that the feeling is mutual. Also, he asked at breakfast like what we're doing, but like barely. He didn't actually ask. He just said, I'm gonna go back down to the pond and start clearing stuff out. And then McKenna had something she was working on yesterday, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna finish that up. And then Sunshine said something about she had some things to take care of, and then she can help wherever's needed. And he was like, you're not a helper, you run this place. And I'm like, interesting. She was like, oh, I can help at the pond. I assume is kind of what that meant. And he's like, you're not a helper, you're in charge. But I'm like, are either of you in charge? Like, and then I was never asked. And honestly, I was afraid to be like, oh, can I help anywhere? Because I know that the answer would be go help Nate with down at the pond. Which honestly, if McKenna was doing it, I'd be more okay with it. But she isn't. And so I didn't want to just go and be alone with him. So I'm like, well, I know that there's weeding that needs to be done. So I just kind of went on my own to do the weeding. But now I feel like Nate's gonna think that I didn't do anything. Which honestly, I feel like I've done more work today than I have the last like week with their instruction. I feel like because he didn't ask and I didn't say, and he can't see me, that he's gonna just assume that I didn't do anything. I don't know. There's a lot of assumptions happening, and I oftentimes think of the you know, what they say about assuming. It makes an ass out of you and me. And I feel like all the time, whenever assumptions happen, it's always wrong, and it just makes everything bad for no reason. So I really need to stop assuming things and stop assuming the worst. Try to be more optimistic. Oh, also, Wormy was still in the box, and Furball was there this morning. So that's good. Honestly, it was probably like midnight last night. Duncan started barking. Duncan doesn't bark. And he was out in the living room and he was barking. And so I was freaking out because I was like, did something like come up on the porch and grab her? Did he hear meow because she was being attacked or something? But she was there. I don't know what Duncan was barking at, but so far, Wormy is still on the box, on the porch, and alive. So, good things there. I had another thought. I feel like in my yapping, I sound kind of heartless. Of like, I don't really miss any of you. I just don't want to come home. It's not really what I mean. To be fair, I feel like anyone who knows me wouldn't really be offended by that. But like, socializing is very taxing for me, even with people that I like. I miss hanging out with the people that I like, but it's also like the idea of, honestly, like just before I was leaving, like the stress of like everyone wanting to see me before I leave and like get together. I'm like, we don't need to do all this. Like, it's not that deep. Which like, I'm very grateful. Oh, the freaking ants. I'm not grateful for the ants. I'm very grateful that I have that many people in my life that care that much about me to want to make it a point to try to see me before I leave and to see me when I get back. But it's just like, it stresses me out, the idea of having to communicate with all these people and it's all about me. Like, I don't like being the center of attention, which like I feel like it does seem kind of ironic as I have a whole YouTube channel that's just me yapping. I don't like everyone looking at me and everyone asking me questions and all this stuff. Like, that is just a lot. And so it's not that I don't miss people and my friends and family. I do, but it's easy for me to just like kind of, sounds bad, not like forget about everyone, but like I don't have to worry about trying to hang out with people. And so then it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Again, does sound a little bit heartless, but like it's not because I don't like people or won't miss them, but it's like the idea of the return, I feel like stresses me out more. If I'm not around, I don't have to stress about it. If I'm in Arkansas, I don't have to be socializing with people. Even if I like them, it's just a lot. I still don't feel like I'm making it sound better, honestly. So sorry. Right now, I don't have to make plans. The socializing that I'm doing here is just happening naturally because I'm living with these people. I'm not making it sound any better. I like you all, some more than others, and I miss you all some more than others. I also am enjoying not having to reach out or be reached out to. There are people that have texted me, which again, I very much appreciate. I just don't want to think about life and like responsibilities, and so like people texting me from home makes me think about that, and I don't like that. Anyway, I don't think this made anything better, and I was just yapping for more time. I can't articulate what I'm thinking in my brain in a way that actually sounds good and like what I mean. Today's video has just fully been filmed on my phone, so sorry. I weeded and mulched, and then that took pretty much right up until lunchtime because there was a lot of mulching, because there was a lot of Bermuda grass and you just had to cover up. We had lunch and then we went to a waterfall. Oh, they were just like, oh, a waterfall. And it was so good. I so badly wanted to swim in all of them, and I wish that I would have been prepared to do that. I wanted to swim in them so bad. So now I'm like itching to go back, and it's literally our like second to last day. So like I don't know. There was one that was so cool that like it was like a cliff. I don't know how to explain it. There'll be pictures. It was so cool. So John was supposed to come with us, but he was gonna drive himself and then leave from there to just continue on his adventuring. He didn't. Apparently he didn't trust his car to make it on the roads that we were taking, because they were like narrow back road dirt, kind of meant for a side-by-side, not for a Prius. So we never said bye to him, but he painted McKenna and I's faces today, which was cool, because I guess that's something that he does at Burns, is like he paints his own face, but then I guess just paints whoever else's face he wants, or that wants it. So that was fun. He was an interesting guy. I do kind of wish that I would have got his like Instagram, not because I want anything to do with him. Like, he was cool. I'd be friends with him, but like, I don't know. I feel like nowadays, anytime you're like, oh, what's your Insta? It's like flirty. But I'm just fascinated by him and his life. We never talked about it, so I didn't get it. So he's gone. I finished my last Narnia book that I brought. So all 4 of them have been read. And I'm officially halfway through the Heated Rivalry book that I started reading. It's called Game Changer. It's the first book in the series. So I'm over halfway with that one. So I'm hoping I'll finish it tomorrow. If not, definitely Friday. I gotta message Ryan and see where he's at with Great Expectations. I feel like he hasn't even started reading it. And then we came back from that, and then McKenna and I started doing our yoga challenge video, and then we had dinner, and then we did part 2 of the video. Honestly, so impressed that we did not manage to get hurt, but my spot in my back where I'm definitely dramatic, but I do consider it my slipped disc, because something's up. I don't know what happened, but I remember when it happened, and there was pop like 2 years ago, and it's been fine, but since being here it's flared up. And then since our yoga, I'm feeling it. No concussions or bloody noses, so that is, but I can't wait for there's some very entertaining falls that happened, but I also feel like we did pretty good. That was kind of it. I feel like I really did not do a good job of like saying what I wanted to say earlier. I just want to say that I am very fortunate and grateful for having so many people in my life that care about me and like me and want to talk to me and hang out with me, even when it is not reciprocated, because I'm bad at that. So just thank you to everyone who that applies to. It's such a weird feeling of like being ready to go home, but also like not wanting to go home. I wish that like this was in Michigan, and so like I could just like live here and like just be chill and hang out, but then like go and hang out with whoever, go have plans for like a day or two, but then come back to this. I'm gonna miss all the animals a lot. I'm also gonna miss McKenna because we're not gonna see each other for like months, probably. It's just gonna be very weird having this escape to then just like going back to reality. And that's the part I'm not ready for. Like, I'm ready for seeing everybody, hanging out with my people, petting Zulu and Xena. I don't want to go back to like life, but also I guess that's the thing that I think it's also just the unknown of like what is life now, because literally for almost 8 years it has been the white dress. That was literally my like entire life, my whole social life. What now is still kind of, I think that's part of the scary. Fun fact Wednesday, the main guy in this Game Changer book, the hockey player, because there's in this one, the one guy's a hockey player and the other guy's just a normie, and the hockey player who's gay, his name is Scott, and that's really been a struggle for me to read through these sex scenes with a character named Scott. Anyway, I'm just glad it's gay sex scenes and not regular. And okay, anyway, good night.